How countries are responding to Trump's tariffs, a global reaction, from CNN's Antoinette Radford and James Frater. In a dramatic announcement over the weekend, the 47th President of the United States, Donald Trump, declared a 25% duty on all imports from Mexico and on most goods from Canada, along with an additional 10% tariff on Chinese products imported into the United States. These sweeping measures, according to Trump, are necessary to combat the flow of migrants and fentanyl entering the country, and they are scheduled to come into effect on Tuesday. The tariffs have already prompted swift retaliatory responses. Both Canada and Mexico have announced counter-tariffs, while China has vowed to challenge the move at the World Trade Organization, signaling that the global trade landscape may soon be embroiled in a series of escalating disputes. The president also warned that additional tariffs could be imposed by mid-February on items including chips, pharmaceuticals, steel, aluminum, copper, oil, and gas imports, and even on products from the European Union. This potential expansion of tariffs has added to the anxiety among international trade partners. Here is how various countries are responding. Poland's Prime Minister, Donald Tusk, speaking in Brussels ahead of a meeting of European Union leaders on Monday morning, stated, "I think that we have to do everything to avoid these totally unnecessary and foolish tariff wars or trade wars." Tusk emphasized that fighting among allies should not be the focus in these challenging times. European Foreign Policy Chief Kaja Kallas did not mince her words either, asserting, "There are no winners in trade wars." She further noted, "If the United States starts a trade war, then the one laughing on the side will be China." Her remarks in Brussels resonated with many European leaders who view protectionist measures as counterproductive. German Chancellor Olaf Scholz warned that Europe could respond to the United States customs policies with similar measures, stating, "We can react with customs policy if necessary." However, he added that Europe would first seek to discuss cooperation with the United States to resolve these differences diplomatically. Luxembourg's Prime Minister, Luc Frieden, commented that the answer to tariffs is to respond with equivalent actions, though he reiterated his belief that tariffs are generally detrimental to trade and economies and should be avoided altogether. His remarks underline the sentiment that protectionism ultimately hurts citizens, regardless of where they reside. Irish Prime Minister Michael Martin also weighed in, cautioning that protectionist policies would negatively affect people globally. He stressed that both the European Union and the United States need to work together to prevent the escalation of trade wars that could disrupt global markets. The European Commission has reiterated its long-held belief that low tariffs drive growth and economic stability within a strong, rules-based trading system. In a statement, the Commission declared that it would respond firmly to any trading partner that unfairly or arbitrarily imposes tariffs on European Union goods. This firm stance underscores the commitment of European leaders to preserving the integrity of the global trading system. During the first working session of a meeting of European leaders in Brussels on Monday, transatlantic relations were a key topic. An EU official told CNN that there was strong consensus among European leaders that tariffs would be harmful for both sides. The official stressed that the value of the European Union's partnership with the United States is immense, and that unilateral actions risk undermining decades of cooperative trade relations. Additional reports indicate that some European experts are concerned that the United States tariff policy, if left unchecked, could lead to broader protectionist trends worldwide. This, in turn, might trigger a domino effect in which multiple countries impose similar measures, ultimately disrupting global supply chains and economic stability. In a recent interview, a prominent economist from the International Trade Institute noted that the new tariffs could have far-reaching consequences. He explained, "When a country imposes tariffs of this magnitude, it sends a signal to the entire global market. Businesses may be forced to adjust supply chains, and consumers might face higher prices. The uncertainty created by such policies can lead to reduced investment and slower economic growth." Amid these developments, President Trump defended his policies by arguing that these tariffs are designed to protect American workers and industries. He claimed that the tariffs would help reduce illegal migration and curb the smuggling of fentanyl, a highly dangerous synthetic opioid, into the country. Nevertheless, critics argue that the tariffs may simply escalate tensions with key trading partners and lead to retaliatory measures that could harm the U.S. economy in the long run. On the diplomatic front, Several U.S. officials have expressed hope that the temporary pause on additional tariffs, if negotiations progress, could pave the way for a more balanced trade agreement. Secretary of State Marco Rubio, Secretary of the Treasury Scott Bessent, and Secretary of Commerce Howard Lutnick are expected to lead high-level talks with representatives from Mexico and Canada in the coming weeks. These negotiations are seen as crucial for de-escalating the situation and establishing a framework for future trade relations that benefits all parties. In summary, the global response to Trump's tariffs has been swift and resolute. While some leaders stress the importance of avoiding a full-blown trade war, others insist on a firm response to what they view as unilateral and disruptive measures. As international tensions rise, the coming weeks will be critical in determining whether these policies lead to meaningful negotiations or further entrench protectionism across the global economy. Stay tuned for further updates as this story develops.